Welcome to this slide deck, which provides some background information for you on the launch of the Collaborative Workforce Transformation Academy, a new initiative for supporting system and workforce transformation, hosted by the Impact Research Group in the School of Health Sciences at the University of East Anglia, in collaboration with system-wide partners across the East of England, national collaborators and international partners, with the support of Health Education England, East of England. The Impact Research Group in the School of Health Sciences at the University of East Anglia was formed under the leadership of Professor Sally Hardy, Dean of the School of Health Sciences, in August 2020, and comprises Carrie Jackson, Associate Professor for Practice Transformation, Professor Kim Manley, Professor for Practice Development, and Professor Jonathan Webster, Professor for Practice Development, and we're all co-directors of the Impact Research Group. Over the past 12 months, we've been working very closely with Health Education England, East of England, to identify ways in which the Impact Research Group can help to support the system architecture for the development of a learning culture across health and social care systems. We've achieved that through a number of 5 foundational principles at the bottom of this diagram. So our research and development is helping to support the optimisation of the impact of interprofessional continuing professional development, the development of a learning environment culture across a wide range of contexts, care home support, development and transformation, the innovation of practice learning across health and social care, and the development of an embedded researcher model for knowledge exchange and knowledge translation, so that evidence can be generated through, from and for practice and quickly translate into results that focus on what matters most to people. On the 30th of November this year, between 1 and 2 p.m, you're invited to join an event for the formal launch of the new Collaborative Workforce Transformation Academy. The Academy will provide the system architecture for growing a critical mass of skilled facilitators and leaders with the skill sets needed to support transformational change across the health economy, focused on what matters to people. 3 key themes of work will be facilitated through the Workforce Transformation Academy. The first is leadership development and culture change, the second is facilitation, and the third is the development and evaluation of best practice through embedded research, inquiry and knowledge-rich cultures for transformation. The Collaborative Workforce Transformation Academy will offer a suite of programmes for all levels of the system, from frontline practitioners to ICS boards, to support spending of CPD funding for workforce development. We will also launch 5 new communities of practice to create a network for leaders to influence and evaluate the impact of change and innovation, as well as underpinning this with a series of interactive masterclasses, conferences, workshops and webinars to enable the workforce to develop and share best practice around what works to support system transformation, focused on what matters to people. The Collaborative Workforce Transformation Academy programmes that will facilitate the 3 themes of leadership development and culture change, facilitation and developing and evaluating best practice are focused on individuals and teams at the micro level of the system, organisations and partnership development at the meso system level, and a focus on systems at the macro system level. And this slide presents the top level themes of the titles of programmes that we will be running when the Workforce Transformation Academy launches in November. However, it's important to state that all programmes can be co-created with the Impact Research Group, with a focus very specifically on the context in which you are working. Over the past 12 months, the Impact Research Group has run a monthly webinar series which focuses on application of the Venus model for person-centred sustainable transformation. The Venus model, which has been published in an international journal, identifies the 5 integrated skill sets needed by the workforce for effective and sustainable transformation for the future. Our programmes in the Workforce Transformation Academy are designed to build capacity and capability in the workforce at systems, organisational and team levels. The 5 key skill sets are practice development and evidence implementation, facilitation, leadership, culture change, improvement and innovation. And each of these stems is supported by an integrated series of tools and applications to practice that will enable practitioners to make changes in real time, confidently in the workplace, driven by the needs of both citizens and practitioners. The Venus Model for Person-Centred Sustainable Transformation is published in an international journal and is underpinned by over a decade's worth of extensive research, practice development and innovation, both by members of the Impact Research Group, the former England Centre for Practice Development, and more widely by members of the International Practice Development Collaborative. The Venus Model outlines the need to develop 5 integrated skill sets that are required of the workforce for effective, sustainable, person-centred transformation, and is particularly important in the integration agenda for health and social care, and enabling our workforce to be able to adapt constantly and flex to the increasing complexity that they find in health and social care practice. Our programmes in the Workforce Transformation Academy are designed to build capacity and capability in the workforce at 3 different levels. So that is team, organisation and system. And we know from our research that the 5 skill sets that are required that will enable the workforce for the future to be resilient is practice development and evidence implementation, facilitation, leadership, culture change and innovation and improvement. Existing national evaluations of individual CPD programmes like leadership demonstrate that there's little demonstrable impact or change as a result of taking people out of the workplace and sending them off to do programmes such as leadership, because the context in which they return to work may not be ready for them to implement that learning, and therefore the opportunity from CPD is lost. The Venus Model uses the workplace as the main resource for person-centred sustainable transformation and enables collective leadership so that teams are working to the best of their talents, supporting each other in a positive learning culture that enables everyone to flourish. In the run-up to the formal launch of the Workforce Transformation Academy, we are launching 5 new communities of practice linked to the 5 stems of the Venus Model. So there will be a community of practice for practice development and evidence implementation, 1 for leadership, 1 for facilitation, 1 for culture change, and 1 for innovation and improvement. The ultimate purpose of the communities of practice is to create a connective network to share and cascade best practice, generate ideas for innovation, research, learning, practice development and improvement, offer peer support, and to support system-wide transformation focused on what works and what matters most to people. Practitioners can join as many as they wish or move between them as their skill sets evolve. The sorts of activities that the communities of practice might be involved in include webinars, masterclasses, workshops and conferences, perhaps projects that may be research focused or curriculum development and innovation to support workforce transformation, supervision and support, social media campaigns and blogs, and a creative space that may include things like learning living labs focused on workforce transformation priorities or wicked problems facing practitioners. Each community of practice will be co-facilitated by a member of the Impact Research Group at UEA and involve systems leaders and perhaps citizens as co-facilitators. And there will be shared ways of working and agreed focus which will be co-created by the participants of each community. If you would like to find out more about the communities of practice that underpin the new Collaborative Workforce Transformation Academy, you can join a social media campaign that we're running in September and October. We'll be hosting 2 national Twitter chats focused on systems level transformation using the hashtag WTXACOP. The first is on the 28th of September, 8 till 9, and the second is the 12th of October, 8 till 9, and we'll be sending out information through Twitter and Facebook in due course. Once we've held the Community of Practice social media Twitter chats, we will launch a Facebook page for the Collaborative Workforce Transformation Academy Communities of Practice, which will go live, enabling people to join the Community of Practice of interest, to share best practice resources, and to book for Workforce Transformation Academy activities. If you're interested in a community of practice, one or more, we're anticipating that there's likely to be around 6 sessions a year at 2 hours per session over a 12-month period. But obviously that will be co-created as each community of practice is formed, and the activities may vary slightly. We will continue to run our monthly webinar series online and hope that participants will continue to join us in that initiative. So there are 4 takeaway messages. The first, you're invited to engage in the collaborative development of the 5 communities of practice as part of the Collaborative Workforce Transformation Academy. The Academy and the communities of practice are an important mechanism for the co-production of new knowledge and evidence with citizens and practitioners to share best practice across our region, but also to involve national and international collaborators so that we're learning from the best available evidence to improve practice. It's a unique opportunity to embed successful integration across the east of England, and that requires a collaborative approach to addressing complex transformation at every level of the system, because we're being asked to work in new integrated ways across health and social care. So it's important that we work together to identify best practice and creative mechanisms for achieving this. The third is that the Collaborative Workforce Transformation Academy is built on a very sound evidence base. The Impact Research Group and all of our collaborators know what works and why it works, and together we can empower and develop workforce confidence, capacity and capability for system transformation, as well as building resilience and recovery post-COVID-19. A reminder that the formal launch of the Workforce Transformation Academy will happen on the 30th of November, and there will be a jointly hosted webinar with Health Education England, East of England from 1 till 2 p.m, and an invitation will follow. So join us to find out more about our forthcoming initiatives, either by engaging in the Twitter chat using the hashtag Workforce Transformation Academy Community of Practice on the 28th of September or the 12th of October, or for more details about the programmes that will be offered by the Workforce Transformation Academy, you can email us at any of the email addresses provided below. Thank you very much for your time.